too small, I got big dreams.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Pun Fun, where we have fun with the puns. My name is Ryan, and we're going to check out episode 1 of What If. If you have not yet seen episode 1 of What If, please be sure to do so, as there are major spoiler alerts ahead, but also you definitely want to check it out. It was a great episode. I mean, it was great, especially for the first episode. I mean, damn, it was fun. The animation, people were nitpicking about it. It doesn't matter. The story came across. It's easier to, bring a character along instead of having a 2-hour movie or a 3-hour movie. Have it in a 30-second, smash up. Also, there's going to be more time to develop this character. However, it is not the character that we're going to see developed, because we're going to be lied to and we're going to be, betrayed, and all of our friends are going to be betrayed as well, and we'll get into that as well. We're also going to talk about Kang's cousin, so not that Kang, but the other Kang, and I know you're thinking about that Kang, but it's not that Kang, but the other Kang. Yeah, that Kang. So basically, we're going to review the episode going backwards, forward, meaning that we're going to check the last scene towards the first scene. I mean, that's where most of what we're talking about today is about. That being said, let's get into it. First of all, we start off with Nick Fury, the Mr. Patches himself. Well, no, that's actually Wolverine, but the guy with the eye. Anyways, Nick Fury and Hawkeye basically opening up the portal, which also signals the big guy up there, like, hey, I want that. And then he sends Loki, and he's like, yo, man, give it to me. So he goes down, grabs it, and we know the story beyond that. Before that, we see Captain Carter, wink, wink, come back through the portal, and she's like, calamari flying everywhere. And she's like, oh, where's Steve? Well, I mean, the person that sees her and Steve before she goes into the portal is kind of aware of her surrounding, kind of sees, he makes the big sacrificial move. I mean, damn, he came in, head first and, didn't do squat. But what is important about this is that the person that does come back, and this is where we kind of tie into what is the creature behind the portal, it is actually Shuma-Gorath. So Shuma-Gorath is a being that we've seen in the Doctor Strange comic books. That is definitely how it ties into Doctor Strange's universe. However, seeing this within this series, and I mean, it's not the first time we've seen Shuma-Gorath. We've seen him in the games. We've seen him actually throughout most of the 80s and early 90s. Then it kind of went away a bit, and now it's coming back again with a lot of the latest games. So, with Shuma-Gorath, getting a bit more, wanting more attention, towards him or her, whatever Shuma-Gorath is. Basically, Shuma-Gorath is an ancient being with a lot of hands, a lot of tentacles, if you will. A lot of teats as well. It's able to basically shapeshift. It's able to alter reality. It is able to do a lot and so much. But just with those two little items alone, I think Captain Carter that comes through the portal is not Captain Carter, but is Shuma-Gorath. So Shuma-Gorath comes through the portal as, shapeshifted into that, into Captain Carter. I know she says, oh, where's Steve and all that, but again, Shuma-Gorath saw the whole... Anyways, not going back into that. What matters and why I believe this is because it actually drives the plot forward. Meaning, they're going to realize at some point that Shuma-Gorath is amongst them. They'll have to defeat it. They'll have to get betrayed. There's going to be friendships that are going to be broken. Promise rings that will be thrown away. And yeah, it's going to be a crazy, twist. And I think that's what it's about. I mean, Hydra has always been a step ahead. I mean, Steve, for example, has been Hydra, if you will, for a little while, or pretended to be. And I think this is their way of saying, like, hey, what better to represent Hydra, Hail Hydra, than actually have, a tentacle monster being, a character. Anyways, this also explains why she wasn't present when they had the portals for the Endgame, if she's part of that universe or ever was part of that universe. I know that's the universe 1999, which is the MCU, and this is not. But I mean, if ever she was to make her way towards it or to it, yeah, I guess that doesn't work either, because at some point they have to go and find her and they open up the portals and then go to the Multiverse, and then this all happened after Endgame. So anyways, scratch that off. Anyways, that being said, yeah, definitely have our tinfoil hat on, but I don't know what it is. You can definitely feel it in your plums. Like, this is exactly where they want to go with it, and they can definitely, mold this to any way they want to, no pun intended. Now, we're going to review a little bit of the episode itself. So we've seen, a little bit of Easter eggs, like for example, Bucky saying, hey, it feels like you almost popped my arm off, or whatever it is he says about his arm. I mean, that's a definite tie or a nod to the fact that he became the Winter Soldier in an alternate universe and had, 2 different sets of arms. Yeah. And there is also the part where we actually see the Mark 1s, the Mark 1 suit that is being created. Who's to say, I know we know that Tony is the one who created it, but who's to say Tony hasn't already seen a design that maybe his father was mocking up somewhere, and then while he was in the caves, trapped by terrorists, he basically said, hey, you know what, I've seen something, let me try to recreate it, something my dad made. And, he goes ahead and maybe didn't have the Tesseract or some kind of source material, and then created the Ark, and, that pushed that plot forward, which I think would be very cool. And, is inspiring because a lot of his tech is inspired by his father. Even when he recreated the new Ark in Iron Man 2, again, it was thanks to his father who had created this new element. Anyways, besides all this, we also want to talk about, just real quick, the way Peggy Carter was treated as Captain Carter or Captain Britain. I know they haven't said it yet, so we'll stick to Captain Carter. Basically, when Captain America, so Steve Rogers, was Captain America, basically he came out and he was, to be behold and beloved and blah, blah, blah. However, when she came out, just like Isaiah Bradley, right away they went and started, sticking needles, drawing blood. I mean, it wasn't to the extent of Isaiah Bradley where he got tortured and, the rest of that story. But, I mean, to show that back then, the worth between the man and the women. So right away, she was a test subject. He didn't really care. He didn't see her fit for the military, and already started it to use her like a test subject until, there was some recognition amongst, his higher ranking people, to then, take her serious. And then by all her actions and all her merit, she earned and deserved that, respect. Anyways. That being said, we're going to end this off with one last little, Easter egg, if you will. So there is a commercial for Hyundai. I don't know if they realized it or not, but it actually spoils a bit of the show. I mean, this scene may not make it to the What If. However, we do see the Watcher actually partake, and he's actually using his powers. He's not necessarily just watching. I think I can't remember what it is he's doing, but it kind of not specifically or directly confirms, but he is going to partake and break his vow and interact with our new set of heroes. Anyways, guys, hopefully you enjoyed the episode. If you did, please be sure to hit that like button. Also hit that subscribe button, because that's what we kind of do in our show. We also bring on the artists that kind of create the comic book world. So we've had a lot of independent artists, a lot of local artists as well, and we have actually a lot of them a lot more to come as well. We've had 2 booked just like last night, which was crazy. The list is just keep getting longer and longer, and I can't wait to show you guys who we have in store for you guys. Anyways, with that being said, take it easy, guys. Peace.